How people test your emotional availability. Dirty texts, dick pics, and boiling over. Stop using boundaries, guys.
You have an apology problem. You are holding yourself back.
What you can do or what to do when you're not having sex. You've never seen us in action.
There is always something that you need to do better.
How people test your emotional availability. Welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And this is going to be scary for some of you, I think. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No, I have a few different thoughts in my head. Testing your emotional availability.
Yeah, so I want you guys to start thinking about something that you may or may not have heard me say before. I do teach my men this all the time. I've talked about this podcast, but I don't believe in codependency, okay? I know that a lot of you are gonna fight me on this. I believe that long before we need to deal with codependency with your relationship, like who you're with, who you're codependent on, you have to deal with your own codependency with what you've got going on, okay? And so what I mean by that is, like,
I remember you said that a while ago, like months ago, maybe even a year, maybe years, I don't know. And I was like, wow, codependency with yourself.
Yeah, I thank you. I think it's important, and I don't believe I've ever heard anybody else talk about it. And what I mean by that is, the further and deeper I get into my own reflection, the more I realize that I am causing the life that I don't want, okay?
I think codependency on yourself is, could be best described as self-sabotage on steroids.
Yes, that's a wonderful way to put it, actually. So if you think about it.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you think about it, like you get into a low, like you're not happy, okay? Forget your partner for a second, okay? Because we're going to get to that with the emotional availability, okay? You get into a low and you start to deteriorate. Imagine you're single for a second. What did you do? Did you drink a lot? Did you stay up all night and play video games?
Imagine you're single and your partner left you, not just you're single.
Well, I'm just going to even before marriage, I want you to really think about this. Entrepreneurs do this all the time.
Thinking
with
about
business
why
too.
they're single?
No, just everybody stay with me. Okay.
Okay.
So imagine you're single, okay? You're in the dating world, you haven't met your spouse yet. Entrepreneurs do this all the time. Okay, I'll use entrepreneurs first, then I'll go back to relationship, and then I'll tie this back in. Okay, so entrepreneurs, they'll get so tired of the grind. Okay, they'll feel exhausted, they'll feel burnt out, 16, 17, 22-hour days. They'll do whatever it takes, and they don't quite get what they want. We'll call that love. Okay, then what do they want to do? They usually want to sell. They start to cope. Sometimes that coping becomes even worse, like really bad stuff, substances, the white powder, whatever. Okay. And you sabotage. Maybe whatever it is, I teach them to reset all kinds of different things, from like video games, work, to alcohol, substance abuse, pornography, anything unhealthy that's not moving you forward.
Yes.
And that can also be, sometimes you trick yourself, right? Oh, it's just hobbies. I'm just going with my friends. Okay, let's go to marriage for a second. What do we do when we get into a low? Okay, we start to cope with all of that, those same things, even with the friends, right? Going to get your story validated. So you get into your pain and you're dependent on your pain to survive. I'll go back to entrepreneurs for a second. Okay. Then you snap out of it and you're like, fuck, I got to get to work. And you start grinding more and you start trying to do more, put some of this stuff away and start focusing until it starts to feel like shit again. And you're like, you can't handle, you're not getting the love you want, reaching the goals you want. And so you self-sabotage again. You are in your own codependent cycle with yourself. Okay. Now,
brilliant.
Thank you. We do this in a relationship further, and we test emotional availability. Meaning, everybody, you've heard me talk about this before, everybody gets in a relationship and it's all rainbows and unicorns, okay? Everybody drops everything. Everybody's super available. Everybody's giving gifts and let me make you this, let me do that for you. There's lots of sex. You're so beautiful. I love your brain. All the shit that we all go through, and it's why we want to get married, okay? And then throughout, whether you get married or not yet, throughout life, shit gets in the way, and because we never dealt with the dependency on ourselves and how to deal with our own roller coaster, then we start to rely on our partner. That partner took all that pain away. They became your new self-sabotage. Stay with me. The reason they're your self-sabotage is because now you rely on them when you don't get the love you want, the sex you want, when business is too stressful, when the kids are too much, whatever. And it's their problem then to fix you. To fix the shit, because your needs aren't being met, right? I'm gonna go back to business for a second. That's why I always use that example we learned earlier in our business, when we started hiring business coaches, when they were talking about Facebook ad sucking, or is it your copywriting skills. Instead of drinking and sabotaging, go learn how to copyright and write some ads. Okay? And then if you know how to tell your truth in those ads, now you're speaking people's language. Okay? Now you no longer depend on yourself for that pain and the suffering with the ads and the money spent. You literally start winning, right? More leads. And it's the same thing in your relationship. If you can start to realize you're testing your partner every day with what you're available. How do I know this, guys? What did you figure out about me as a narcissist?
Oh, a few things.
A million.
I mean, give me a clue.
That I didn't know how to love consistently.
Oh yeah, he knows how to love. Narcissists know how to love. If you've ever been love bombed, that love isn't fake. It just is a roller coaster of love. Inconsistent.
Inconsistent. And what it really boiled down to as I started to do my growth was that I didn't know how to receive love. Because I didn't know how to receive love, that's why her thank yous were never enough for me. That's why
God forbid I tell him I'm proud of him. He's good now, but
I have to work through that though still. But yeah, like...
I have to work through that, he says. That's actually kind of funny that you...
Well, the wheel is turning, but the hamster is not dead. Okay? So what happens is in those early years, you really rely, and by early years, I mean before you start doing your own growth, your own reflection, when you can start to check your own reality, you're dependent on your partner.
Did you do this again?
Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, comment below, did I do it again? Not that time. That time I was showing you the example, okay? But
cute.
You are. So if you can understand and wrap your head around this, the only way out of that is your own growth, because otherwise it's your partner's responsibility in your mind to attend to your needs, okay? You're testing their emotional availability for what you can do. We can go so many topics on this podcast that we've talked about is tied into this, Rand. You know what? I said Rand, which I don't know what the R stands for in that case, but I meant man. So
right and man.
Yeah, that's right, because we're right as men. But
not what I meant, but yes, you are right.
So if you can think about to the episodes when we talk about things like no woman is built to carry all of a man's load, and then Kathryn surprised the world and she said, and no man is built to carry all of her loads. Okay? That ties into this, guys.
Did I say that?
You did.
Oh, that's really good.
And it like defied me on public podcast. But I was like, but she's really right. I never thought about it that way. Because we're not built that way. We're built to lift each other with our strengths versus weaknesses.
Yes.
Right? And so that's if you really understand the superpower couple stuff that we teach. Man, we're tying in so many episodes here. You guys have to start at the beginning now when you hear this episode. Like, think about all this, because until you do your own growth, you're constantly testing your partner's availability, constantly trying to win based off of them, and because you're codependent on yourself.
And it's not the availability, from what I'm hearing, it's not the availability for actually how much he or she is available. It's how much you need and can take.
That's right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And, I mean, that ties into the nice guy stuff that we talk about. When a man, what I teach is when a man, we can say person, loves their spouse so much, but they're giving to get. And then that expectation, Kathryn could never live up to what I expected I deserve, ever. It was impossible. Because the moment she faltered, didn't see it, the time you didn't see the gift for a week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, there was a gift on the floor and I lost my shit.
Was it a week?
Maybe 3 days or something. The big 85-inch whiteboard over there, she didn't see for a day. But I didn't get mad this time. I've grown so much.
I wasn't looking for the whiteboard.
She wasn't in this
And
case.
I just don't see everything.
That's because her eyes are over here.
That's right.
Here. Yeah, you
Yes,
see?
here, yes.
All right. So, guys, I challenge you today to realize that all of us, each and every one of us, until we grow, we come into a relationship broken, we heal each other with Band-Aids because it feels really nice. That's the simplified version. But you're broken. And then you can, even married, you can go through this now, okay? You can go through this and heal together, but you really have to focus on you and your healing. And then you can go back to last episode where we talk about leading and then inviting and so on and so forth, right? But the only way is to realize that it's not your partner's responsibility. You don't need to test their emotional availability, you know? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Is there anything you want to add?
No, I thought this was very interesting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just how my brain works.
I love your brain.
I love your brain.
Still 10 years later.
Oh my gosh. Get your own wife. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.